Sign up sheets in the back over there.
Does anybody want to see a copy of the minutes? If you see it online, should see it. I got a copy here if you want it.
Y'all wait till it's signed yet?
I just started doing.
Nice hat.
Thank you.
Look, what's that?
You know, I don't even know if I remember you called that. I still go by those.
New DEW.
I want to go pick you up.
I saw her.
How are you doing? Sure.
I answered my brother too.
We'll get started as soon as everybody gets signed in. I'll be a little unorganized this morning. I was trying to play marbles last night and I couldn't find them.
They fell out, huh?
Sound like dominoes?
Yeah. I have to play marbles. Yahoo, whatever it's called. Homemade board.
Wow. That's Chinese checkers, isn't it?
Oh, crap. No, that's not it. 5 card stuff. It was something.
Blackjack.
Chinese checkers or 5 card stuff, same thing, is that what you're saying?
They are for me.
It wasn't sorry though, was it?
No.
No.
You go around,
Yeah, if you-
the marbles go around on the board, but you gotta roll dice and down.
Matthew, yes, you're doing awful good.
You look like.
You're guarding all this.
We're going there.
Just haven't decided whether to get up yet.
Look at Ken sneaking in here.
Turn my eyes down to hide the allergies.
Sitting on the front row like a good student.
I actually do have a 5.
Thanks, weird.
He did his homework.
Must not be a bad just sitting on the front row.
I'm sorry, I forgot your drive. It was outside of the briefcase.
So I forgot myself.
You know, we're missing Tim. Anybody heard from Tim?
I actually didn't sworn in that word, buddy.
Huh. We've got another tanker at the back. Is that Coach of Cantankerous?
No,
That's the one beside you?
no, he's good.
Well, let's call the meeting to order, see what we got. Like I say, I got a copy of the minutes here. Anybody need to read them? You're welcome to them. Roll calls at the back, like Jim said. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes as they were published, or have a copy here if you want?
I'd like to make a motion to approve minutes.
Second.
Motion by Matt. Second by John and Ronnie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Treasurer's report, well, our main thing is, we did pretty good on getting everybody to pay their dues, or remember to pay their dues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We got through that season good.
We did.
Got anything else?
You can share it or I can.
Go ahead.
So for March, our opening balance is 4886.24. We have a pending deposit because I'm lazy and didn't make it to the bank yet of $25. So our total on hand closing balance is 4911.24.
Okay, any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Motion by Ken, second by EC 50S. Should I go by name or call sign?
Same thing.
Bill. Bill. So smooth.
You know people's names?
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's, sometimes I can remember their name and can't remember the call sign, sometimes I remember call sign, not the name. If I get them both, that's just, sometimes I can't remember either one. I usually wear my own name upside down so I can remember who I am. I look down and see. All right, all in favor of approve that motion to approve that report, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Motion carries. All right. Committee reports. Do we have any outstanding committees?
We may have an informal one. Robbie and I are looking at maybe organizing an HF fox hunt.
Yes, that is correct.
The only conversation we've had, I haven't heard much from anybody else as far as interest, but we thought maybe we would get with other clubs and see if we can make it like an area type thing.
That's great, we had real good luck with that before. And, you know, when y'all mentioned HF, when I'm like, I don't really know how to do that. But I got to think about it, my catch could be great for that.
Yeah, exactly.
You got another way, I said, well, shouldn't be too hard.
And if we do it on 10 meters, a 10-meter loop antenna is very easy to build and it's very directional. You know, it takes 6 foot of
You've
copper.
already done it?
Okay, you got a loop antenna.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you get more later.
All right, it'd be a learning experience, but no, thank you, and I kinda had that tied in with new business.
Yes.
Which we can go ahead and discuss now, because we would have, do we wanna, do you wanna do that in conjunction with the spring picnic? We usually have a spring picnic. Or you just,
I'd say no right now.
all right,
Maybe you wanna do a 2-meter box hunt, because that's easier to just make happen.
right, okay. The only other committee report that I know of that I've been, Robert's helping me on doing the inventory stuff. We got it on everything, but I wanna go back and take pictures, put it on spreadsheets, so. Do a slideshow and say, hey, this is what we have, just so you know. And we got it for insurance purposes and everything. Robert did a good job of getting it on everything, I just didn't do a good job of writing it down.
Did you get the generator?
We did that during Winterfield Day. So we're off to a good start.
Well, it has the stickers, so it's got a sticker.
We don't have stickers.
It does.
We don't have stickers. Wonderful.
Oh, well, we have one, it has the stickers.
Okay.
Words on the top of it.
You had something up front?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay, you look like you had something on your mind.
No, someone was asking me a question.
Okay. Good deal.
I did from in grade school, too.
Speaking of committee reports, and I'll, anybody bring anything for sale, trade, giveaway? Okay, but we said we could do that, start, bring out the meetings and stuff, kinda have a swap meet as we go. All right. I don't know if this be unfinished business or, committee reports, but I got an email from AA5HK, talking about Winterfield Day thoughts. And we kinda did discuss it afterwards last time, but, it's something that we should probably go over just because we got Field Day coming up. Which I wrote Field Day, June, this last weekend in June. And so I want to appoint a new committee, because we only had one meeting between now and then, so maybe next meeting, I believe that's right, and then we'll have the April meeting, by April, May, June. But anyway, start planning on location and stuff, if we want to get a committee together. If anybody wants to be on a Field Day committee? Anyone?
June 28th?
Is that gonna be here in the library?
Well, no, that's what the committee's for, I really don't know. We have done the library, I'm open to going somewhere else, just because it's nice to move around some. We learn a little bit more when we use different locations and different equipment, but, one thing that, I just read some of the thoughts on there, that we had fun, the multi-op was neat, but to do it in a single trailer is kind of close quarters. Even with headphones, that was just his thoughts, and so if anybody got anything they wanna add to it, feel free.
What about that building at the, state park, that building where we did the picnic?
Yeah, if we get it, that'd be great, if they wanna do it there.
Yeah.
the county trailer was awesome, but, you know, in full-time multi-op situations, it was too tight from a noise standpoint. He thought, of course, that's his opinion. And I agree, having the triplex or bandpass filters so multiple people could use the hex beam worked out really well. If we did spread out the operations, it'd make it a little more difficult to coordinate the band changes. But we can always work on that. Our logging process didn't work. The hex beam 10, 15, 20 were good, but 40 and 80 weren't very productive. And part of that was during the night it was dead. Might have been our antenna, but it was dead. But he just thinks, you know, we didn't make a lot of contacts with our neighboring states, which is something we need to improve as part of our emergency response planning. QRP was challenging and fun for some, frustrating for others. Even though the scoring process heavily encourages QRP, it's probably not realistic for real ER situations, except where power is limited to the battery, for example. And QRP is also a contributor to the weak 4080 phone kills. CW and digital QRP work very well. We did have some interference from the 40-meter operations, which may be the bandpass filter, which DEW is going to test for us. He's back in town. Did y'all met Dave?
I do have it sitting on my workbench.
Always good to have new members.
We completed all but one objective, which that's pretty darn good. And I think that was the satellite.
It was a satellite CW or sideband contact, which is very hard.
And his thought was White Bluff was a great location, but thinks we'd be good to plan something different next time, which is what I just talked about, moving around. We learn a lot when we move around. And we've had some really good places. And that's about it. Anybody got any comments?
I would agree with him on in the trailer, because it was noisy even with the headphones on. If you're trying to hear somebody and Wiley's sitting on across, and oh man.
I didn't use any names.
Well, no, he did that so he could get.
Well, you know, Tim's pretty good too to have set beside him. His voice projects.
Yeah.
But usually with headsets, that stuff doesn't bother me.
It didn't matter who it was.
Yeah.
It was loud.
It was loud.
I use over-the-ear headsets. Robbie, you have something?
Oh, I was just wondering if we could get that information on ham radio online. Can we post it up so everybody can see it, even the people that weren't here? And also, maybe lwars.com if people use that. And
I don't know if people use it or not, but I do. lwars.com is pretty handy.
yeah, it is.
I couldn't find the minutes for some reason. I don't know where I put them for the last meetings, so I can review them for today. So I went to lwars.com, printed them off. So I don't want to. No, actually I did. I have them here. Yes, sir.
I've got one suggestion. I know that you weren't supposed to use the tuners on 40 and 80, that everything else was good. We need to put a sign there at the radio, do not use your tuners, or this tuner on 40 and 80, or whatever the two bands are that you have to get off of that triplexer, I think it was, to do the tuning. But we need to put something there to remind everybody, because if they're busy trying to get this stuff done and they go flipping over and they're not doing good, they'll hit that tuner and forget all about it. Don't do it on that. We need some signs or something there.
On 40 and 80, we weren't supposed to.
Well, actually, it's anything you use with a triplexer, you're not supposed to use a tuner.
Right.
So it was 40 and 80, you could use the tuner, but the other bands you weren't supposed to. And I think we had it on the little station
Banner
banner
up
up there,
there.
I think it said, don't use the tube.
I didn't see it, and
Yeah.
it was kinda like, we need something right there in front of that operator, so when he looks up, it's easier.
We'll write it on
Sit
his
up,
side of
listen.
your glasses.
There you go.
No, you're right, we do need to make the market better. I will say though, everything else was marked real well in those plastic sheets.
Yeah.
It was very clear about changing the bandpass filters and all that, I thought.
You want me to scan that?
So then I was able to figure it out. If you wanna put it in there, I will give it to you.
I'll scan it and post it with the minutes.
And that way, it's something kinda considered for, Summerfield Day. Yeah, QRP is, was a challenge. Of course, 100 watts is QRP, some people don't know. You know, regular's 1,500, so,
I got confused about it. I was told that CW had to be QRP.
All modes for QRP.
Almost.
It's just different wattage, you know, CW, QRP's, 5 watts. Phone is 10. So, but yeah, we elected to go all QRP to get the big multiplier. And the only comment I'm making is, I think the club should decide if we wanna do that every time, because we've done QRP quite a bit. And it really takes away the nighttime operation. Because 40 and 80 are about the only things open. And, you know, if we're really simulating emergencies, you wanna make contacts with North Texas, West Texas, South Texas. We barely had any, close-in contacts.
Well, if we're looking at making close-in contacts, is it something where we should look at maybe doing an invis setup as well?
Maybe.
That would be a good idea.
Sending CQ, you know, 5 watts didn't do much good at all. But a lot of them were, that was receiving, they were sending a lot higher power than 5 watts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why they set up the challenge, you know,
Yeah.
because there are people that would operate emergencies on nothing but battery power.
Right.
And so QRP is sort of your go-to, so you have any length of operation. But
yeah, the people that operate from the eye of a hurricane after it comes through in some of the places, they're QRP.
go QRP, sometimes, yeah.
Given the setup we're doing too, we're not optimized necessarily for QRP at the moment. So if we did, you know, separate antennas and dedicated cut to the right length.
Yeah,
That-
4080.
For sure, yeah, then that makes a little more sense.
And we could consider inverted beats for the 40 and 80s.
No, yeah.
Like this stuff like that. All right, well, think about that.
I won't, I don't have time to chair it, but I'll join on the technical side of the committee.
Anybody else wanna be on the committee, so you got plenty of time?
Can.
I know Matt
I'll
does,
work you.
Ken.
You know Tim will probably want to.
Tim will, yeah.
Well, he's
Anybody
not
else?
here, he can be in charge.
All right, Tim will be the chairman.
It's Tim and me.
They will help on the technical side.
Hope y'all like sausage and pie.
And, I'll try to find somebody else to help them. I will too. And, you know, but if you got somewhere in mind, like Jim was talking about the state park, we'll give them a shout. And if we do the state park, we need to reserve it pretty quick. It may not even be available now.
Yeah, and what committees have found in the past is if you go to a state park, you're gonna have to get some kind of exemption if you wanna be generator power, because they shut generators off at 10 p.m. So that little building there may be exempt from that.
Might be, yeah.
So, but if you wanna get the multiplier for emergency power, you gotta be somewhere that allows generators.
Yeah.
Or battery, you know, you gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
It's
And here's
kind of
been
away from
nice,
the
I mean, there's-
campsite, so it could be.
At least it's air conditioned. This place is air conditioned.
See, and that's another,
And
that's another thing you have to decide.
that's a hot weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's my primary concern.
All right, well, we'll move on.
Jim, you wanna join us?
You wanna, I'll attend attend your meetings.
All right, I do something.
There you go. You got that down?
That's a trio of trouble, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm willing to cook again, if you all can stomach it.
I have no complaint about Robert cooking. Not at all.
All right. Do we have any unfinished business other than, yes, sir, Robert?
I forgot this from last month. We got a pretty interesting, card in the mail from, a contact was made during,
Yeah, just pass, well, you pass it around. Who's it from?
a guy in California.
Okay.
And then, some of you know that we made the club made a donation to the hurricane relief in North Carolina. It was through a group called First Light Ministries. And, they sent us a letter detailing, where the monies were used. And then we also received the receipt for the monies that we sent them.
Very good. Yeah, they kinda got left out on a lot of the, I'm glad we did that. That area got left out on a lot of disaster relief. I feel like. Or they got less of the news in it.
Must be already using that.
All right, does anybody have any new business? I kinda brought it up with them. Yes, sir, Robert.
April 18th is gonna be World Amateur Radio Day. And, I'd like to I got an email from ARRL. And, so I'd like to get that on both lwars.com, maybe the Facebook page, maybe, Ham Radio Online.
Okay.
Also, a part of that, and you can operate from home, any band, any mode, whatever, it's just World Amateur Radio Day. So I'd like to, be able to report to ARRL that our members are kind of participating in that, so. Also, part of that email was LWAR's becoming a special services club, so I'm gonna apply for that. And since we do a lot of community service and stuff, so, and I'll send you the email, so I'll work with you and Jim and Chris on all of that stuff.
Okay, we'll try to follow up on that some next month. Is there anything on, World Amateur Day? Is there anything in particular going on, or they just?
It's just, they're getting the word out, and it'll just kind of be, a day to make contacts all
Okay.
over the world.
That's April 18th.
Yeah, it's gonna,
Good Friday.
it's gonna be during all the, Skywarn Advanced and comms training for CERT and.
Okay. Well, I plan on being on drugs that week, cause I'm having surgery, so. Unfortunately, or fortunately. Okay. Thank you, Rami. Any other new business?
What about Parks on the Air? I know that's Belton weekend. Are we gonna
Well,
do anything?
let's see.
That was the 12th and 13th, and Belton was, I have it here.
I got it. Belton is 11th and 12th of April. Parks on the Air is the 12th and 13th. So the 12th is the day they overlap. 12th is the big day for both of them. But if anybody wants to do, I brought it up last month, and nobody really expressed any interest in Parks on the Air, state Parks on the Air.
So that wouldn't tie into the spring picnic, you're looking at a different date for that?
Yes. And I just say that because Belton's that same weekend. so it's kind of a conflict. But if anybody wants to do, while we're on it, if anybody wants to do state parks on there, we can go to any state park and operate. You know, it's just Texas state parks, a lot of, I did it with, Chris Bradford and done it with, Tim, can't remember the two names. But we went out to state park and did, well, we did it for 24 hours and, there was only about 30-something state parks activated in the state, so it wasn't real busy. But the Georgia QSO party was going on, so we talked to them. Now then, the last couple of times, you can just do parks on the air too at the same time, so you can operate both. And if they want, give them a state park identifier, if they're doing state parks on the air, and doing just parks on the air, you can do that. So, I mean, you can make fun out of it, it's just that it seems the state park on the air thing isn't as active as it was because they started up the parks on there, which is, you can do anytime. If anybody wants to go out there, we can make a night of it, or we can, and it doesn't have to be Whitney State Park, we can go to Meridian, Cleveland. Well, you know, they're scattered all over.
Maybe whoever it is that posts stuff up on mailwars.com could put some information thing about parks on the air.
Edward does that.
Okay.
You need to send me the information.
All right, well, we're on, yes, sir.
Real quick, we went out, three of us went out to get the repeater changed for our spring forward.
Okay.
I did take some good documentation. I know at some point, security for the repeater, we don't want too much information out there, but if it would be helpful for future, doing a little write-up on how to do that so that come fall, we can fall back easier. I'd be happy to write a little something up and the club can put it wherever it's reasonable to have that information.
All right, that'd be good, thank you. I would say Robert should probably have it right now.
Did y'all add a little tail tone?
We didn't do anything,
No.
we just changed the time.
Because
I'm
yesterday,
hearing that too.
I mentioned it during the other night. The power was so loud that it shut my handheld off. So I switched over to my Yaesu, and the bandwidth, you're putting out about 20 watts, or 20 kilohertz bandwidth, and it was 60 dB over 9, which is louder than it's ever been. So I don't know how much power that thing's putting out, but it's something way different than it used to be.
I mean, we didn't change anything for that for sure.
You're talking about the little vehicle.
there's a small tail tone, squelch tone, other than the normal one. There's a real faint one. I mean, I heard it, whatever day that was, Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't been on the repeater the last couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, literally just changing the clock, but, I mean, the new cans went back in a while back. The only other change that's
Yeah, it
happened.
was tuned up good and everything here a while back, so.
All I know is I thought it was way, way different than what I've heard in the past. And what concerned me that I had my handheld turned on, and when the repeater powered up, the handheld literally shut off. So I was like, what the hell's going on here?
I don't know, I'll keep an eye on it, I hadn't noticed it.
Yeah.
Maybe after the meeting, somebody got a handheld.
Robert, can I print this letter in the minutes?
Absolutely.
Do you need this receipt for your records?
No, I do, but yes,
I'll
I
give it
do.
to you,
but
I'll give it to you later.
If you wanna keep it, just send me a copy, that's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
I just have one question.
Yes.
This past week or two, morning, on our repeater frequencies, there's been a net going on. And they're just blasting through on my radio. It's like they're right here in the county. And it goes on quite a while, during the morning.
I don't remember where that one's at.
I can't figure it out either. I tried, the guy that runs the damn thing, he spits out his call sign so fast you can't call him. So I don't know how anybody does.
They do come through early, just when propagation's good, a lot of times early in the morning, I've heard it.
Yeah, it's all over Texas. I don't know if it's all over just Texas or not, but the whole state, we got people coming in. It's kind of interesting. I wish I knew who was running that.
You're hearing them on 6.2. You're hearing them on our 6.2.
Yeah.
There's a
I
couple.
don't have a giant antenna. I'm a vertical of 30 feet.
And also something to be aware of on the Hillsborough repeater, the 7/8 repeater, it's digital analog. So if you transmit digitally, you get digital out. And so, but if you only listen in analog, unless you got your code set, you'll hear a bunch, you think somebody's got a dead key. And that happens. Oh, they're using it quite a bit, that happens very fast.
So I guess I'm the only one that isn't. It's interesting.
So I hear it in the shack, but I don't hear it in my vehicles, because I got the codes in the vehicle. Yes, sir, Robert?
How's our club CW net going?
It's not. Elizabeth set up a time to do it. We just had it at the frequency, we didn't have a time to actually.
Oh, okay.
For about a month, I had my radio set on 10 meter, I think it was 5.2 or something like that. And I never heard anything. I sent out CQs on it and never got a response again. So
I tried 20 meters yesterday.
I kind of forgot about it.
But, yeah, 20 meters yesterday, I was telling them earlier, I don't know who I was talking to, there was so many I could hear.
If
I had two
anybody
numbers.
wants to work CW, just let Bill or me or Chris know. I mean, if we're around, we'll get on the air with you.
Yeah. Just
Anytime.
probably give a couple, you can text, call, or
Yeah,
get on the 6.2 repeater.
yep.
Anybody else have any new business? Only other thing, yes, sir.
I have one, and I won't necessarily make it a motion unless you guys want to, but I'd really like to suggest that the board of directors consider implementing a very small what do you call it when you give a high school kid a
Scholarship.
scholarship? Thank you. Very small scholarship to the Whitney High School to get our presence in front of, that age group. And I have no connections to the local high school or the school district here, but I mean, our club can afford $100 scholarship. Something that promotes amateur radio amongst younger people. And I mean, this is March, graduation's coming up in May, so.
Well, if we're gonna do it, you have to do it now. Of course, West Shore Civic Association, we've already put out our feelers for the West Shore, which Whitney, Clifton, and Meridian, we have high schoolers in there. And Clifton's already asked for final totals. They're really good quick, so, yeah, if you're gonna do it, I'm with you, it's a good idea. One of the problems is last year, we have two $500 scholarships in the Civic Association. Nobody applied.
Yeah.
The year before, we ended up giving both of them to the same girl, which was a very deserving kid, very deserving, but last year we had no scholarships. The key is the advisors getting the news out to the kids that there is a scholarship.
Yeah.
And that's a relationship that I'm trying to redevelop with those. I probably have a name in my file, somebody in Whitney, somebody wants to process or wants to go forward with that. But yeah, I think it needs to be, advertising, that's a good way to advertise.
I mean, it's a simple way to promote ham radio.
Okay.
And there, you know, that the local high schools have STEM programs, so there's some kid or group of kids that are gonna pursue a technical approach and would be deserving. I mean, we're not a big club, so I wouldn't recommend a $500 scholarship, but a $100 scholarship helps anybody. So
You wanna make a motion to?
I will
set
make a
aside-
motion
I'll second
that the club make a $100 scholarship donation to a worthwhile STEM student for the May graduation.
Robert?
So, one of my goals for Bosque County, now that I'm the Aries EC down there, is to, and I'm gonna do this over the summer, is to make some inroads with the local school systems to see what we can do to help them with their STEM curriculum. And, that's something I would encourage the club to do, is work towards over the summer. Let's make some connections with Whitney ISD and see if we can't come in and help them with their STEM curriculum.
All right.
Well, one of the things.
But that kind of sets off a chain of events if they're willing to let us do that in that. And I want to have this conversation with the board before I made it public. We really need to look at becoming a nonprofit to do that. And it's not very expensive, and it's not a compliance headache or anything like that. But if we're gonna get involved with the schools, they're gonna wanna see us as a nonprofit. But it'll cost us about $350 to get that done.
You wanna make a motion for that?
We got a motion.
Well,
No,
We can discuss
I'm not trying to do that yet.
Not yet.
I'm having a conversation, I'm sharing what my plans are for the summer for Bosque County. And I think it would benefit the club if we get involved with the school system.
yeah, I got a question. I'm not agree with you. My question is, we franchise as a nonprofit right now in the state.
Yes, but we're not a 501c3.
Which
And
I
that's
thought-
what,
That's for receiving donations for tax deductions and stuff, mainly that I knew of. That's.
But it also
We didn't
opens-
pursue it much years ago, not that it came down.
it frees us up to receive grants and participate in things with the county and the school system because of that 501c3 status.
All right. The last time we looked, it was closer to 800 to get it done.
Well, the reason I know
That
is
was
because
several years ago, so 300 would be great. I don't mind doing it at all.
I talked to my attorney in Clifton because I'm investigating this for forming a nonprofit for the Aries group in Bosque County, and that's how I know what the numbers are.
Okay.
And the IRS they've made it easier for smaller nonprofits to form and manage themselves and file the tax paperwork, provided we stay below a certain floor limit on the amount of monies that we receive in the course of the year. And the cutoff is $50,000.
Wait, I think we could stay with that, easy enough. I think we got two different,
Once again, I'm not trying to introduce that motion, I'm just,
no, that's fine. Well, I think it's something we definitely need to consider, at least in the long term. But let's get back to the
$100 scholarship.
scholarship. Cause I get confused when you start thinking about two things at once.
I'm not opposed to doing a scholarship, but is it something, I mean, if we do it at this point, is it just throwing money into the wind? Because there's not, because what are we, 6 weeks away from that? 8 weeks away from that?
Maybe something we can plan for next year.
I mean, I'm not opposed to setting it up, but.
Well, you know, the point about making a donation is, and I'm not familiar with Whitney, but I know other high schools, they give an opportunity for the donating entity to present the award.
Yes.
And so our president would be able to attend the scholarship function at the high school and say, this donation is from the Lake Whitney Amateur Radio Society. We encourage everyone to pursue technical hobbies.
And some clubs have gotten involved with the high schools where they give classes, so they get their license
Yeah.
and stuff, and that'd be great.
That's not what this is about. This is
kind of get your
advertising.
foot in the door where you at least got a relationship with them, and I don't really know anybody out there anymore, because I don't have any kids in school.
Can I add something real quick?
Sure.
You can do ham radio with the 4-H program too. So you can talk to the county extension agent and see if they want to promote a 4-H ham radio project that could be kind of facilitated by the club here.
We've done that, but we haven't done 4-H.
We haven't done 4-H. We've tried the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts,
And we've done more with the Cub Scouts from,
Dallas.
yeah, Fort Worth, yeah, wherever it is up there. We done a bunch of them out of State Park, because when they come down here, the State Park recommends they call us. But we contacted, Romy and I went over there a couple of times to Hillsborough, but, you know, they haven't. And, you know, the Scouts are really good, because they have jamboree on there and all that other stuff.
We have to have merit badge on it too. Maybe.
Yeah, we do have a merit
Maybe Eagle
badge,
Scout.
and we can help them get that. We have a bunch up there, but Hillsborough just hadn't, followed through. But they're a small group over there. Okay, motion to, you get a second on it too?
Yes.
To provide $100 scholarship to a student from Whitney High School.
That's my motion. Yeah, that's my motion. It can be amended if you say make it for somewhere else. So.
No, that's fine, I'm just here.
Are there certain qualifications?
Well, I think it should be a STEM student, typically in, like Daryl. Tell me, yeah. You get in touch with advisors. I mean, there is a target group of people that have a technical incline, and that's what you want to award your scholarship to. Not somebody that's going for FHA, that would be a different approach. But, I mean, there's STEM students that are gonna pursue electrician or engineering or some sort of technical program after they get out of high school.
Okay.
The company I retired from, we also have a scholarship, and that kind of into Allen School District. We tied it, not to, college, but technical school only.
Okay.
Because that's we understand in our business, appliance repair, that type of stuff. You don't need a college degree, you just need trade skills. So we recommend totally trade skills. And we get some applications on that one. Just a little more.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Ron will go out there tomorrow and talk to them. They're closed tomorrow, Ron.
Spring break.
I can't Monday, Tuesday, I'm trying to get a hold of them out there and see if there's anybody.
Spring break.
It's spring break. Or was that's this week, for here?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was last week, tomorrow.
Okay, well,
We'll get right on that.
just so you know, Monday's St. Patrick's Day, so I won't be available.
If you go online to the ISD, you can find the advisors, this email, correct, email is online.
All right. Let's go back kind of to the, or I'll bring it back up because we're discussing it. Tax exemption thing. We need to save that for a board meeting and see where we want to go from there, because that'll be a process.
Probably about 45 to 60 days from start to finish.
Hey, that gives us something for the next board meeting.
There you go.
Is that why you supported the board meeting?
Sir?
Is that why you supported the board meeting?
That's right.
Yeah. We get tired of all that pizza, soda waters. Other new business thing, or what we talked about, do y'all wanna plan the spring picnic now, or wait a little bit?
Sooner it gets on the calendar, the better as far as I'm concerned.
And where do we wanna have it, when, I guess?
When we had the picnic at the park in that big red building, how soon in advance do we have to make those reservations?
About 6 months unless you're lucky.
Okay.
And we just piggybacked on Roy's reservation last time we did.
I rented the full weekend every October. I mean, we can check, I guess.
Soldiers Block worked well.
It did. Think about the state park, cost everybody to get in there, person, unless you got a pass. Which is a nice place, it's air conditioned, but if we have it, last spring we ended up not having it because, and did it here after a meeting because we had bad weather. We had a weekend scheduled and a bad weather weekend for backup. We lost on both of those.
And the year before that, we had high winds.
Oh, I can't remember that far back.
We put the tarp up, kind of block the wind,
Where was it at?
over at Cedar Creek Park. Cedar Creek Park.
Does Whitney have any nice city parks, or relatively nice city parks?
Of course.
Yeah,
They
you
just-
just have to go to another town to use them. They got a big open area, but there's not a lot of.
There is no shade.
areas.
No shade, no protection.
Yet.
It depends on where you're at. There is some shade there.
Anything says they're working on it.
Well, they don't have official canopy stuff, picnic areas, but there is some trees down there we got under before.
We have used Cedar Creek Park and we used Loafers Bend both. I say not Loafers Bend, Soldier's Bluff. Those are both non-gated. Pretty open areas.
Over's Bend is nice, but you gotta pay for it.
Yes. Yeah, the pavilion.
Dave's, yeah.
So what, you wanna have one and set a date now and start working on it, or you wanna wait till next month?
Might be kinda hard to set a date if you don't know if the place is available or not, so I need to decide that first.
Is it said, what, Soldiers Bluff is first come?
Yes. And we've had good luck there. I got out there at like 7 in the morning.
Soldiers is pretty good, got a lot of parking, and, you can get out of the river if you want to.
Could we just do it, Skywarn night, or Skywarn day before the Skywarn? I don't know.
Why don't you know?
Well, I haven't heard from everybody yet,
Oh.
but that's just my thought.
Usually we do it on a Saturday when people are off. The Skywarn's gonna be on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only thing I can think of not to do. Well, I'll entertain a motion to have it. Or at least the date, or we can get a committee to bring it to us next month, when and where, what time and all that. If Robert's already volunteered to cook. He just doesn't know.
So next month.
I'll submit a motion to have a committee, we don't seem to have a real date or time or place yet.
All right.
Well, the idea is to do it in April, right?
All right,
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember when we've done it.
Oh, okay.
We just try to do a spring and fall one couple times a year.
I'm open every Saturday in May, have nothing planned.
April 19th is the next meeting.
Well, would it be a good day to have it that after that meeting? That afternoon, go out there and operate somewhere?
It's Easter weekend.
We could even hide Easter eggs.
Okay. Little radios?
There you go. You are right. So do we wanna change the meeting from Easter weekend?
I won't be able to cook if you do it on the 19th.
All right, well, that answers that
All right, Jim said he'll head up a committee and grab somebody. Who you wanna grab to help you plan on the picnic?
I'll meet Robert and should volunteer Tim since he's not here.
Yes, absolutely.
Tim.
All right, write that down. And they'll just find us a location and date for it. We'll go from there.
Anybody else want to volunteer? I saw Dave, he's shaking his head.
I probably,
I always miss it. I feel bad volunteering for the meeting and not showing up.
I don't know if I'll make it next month's meeting or not, too.
Well, that's part of the discussion, you mentioned moving the meeting. Why not do both on the 25th, or the 26th, the next one? The meeting and the picnic. Because Easter weekend, a lot of people will be gone or have company or whatever, or something. So it might be a bad meeting.
Okay, so
The only thing I would say about soldiers is the sheriff goes there quite often. So, you may not wanna.
Oh, they said over on the radar, right, we don't do anything to bother them, I don't think. We've had it, actually, we got a committee now, so we'll let them figure it out. But no, we did do Cedar Creek, it's good too. It's not very busy. On what?
were we gonna vote on this committee or just?
No,
No,
President's
just
going
set a
to.
meeting.
Okay, President appointed.
Well, we do want you to consider the suggestion of moving the meeting and the picnic to the 26th.
Okay.
Seems like a good deal.
Well, yeah.
And y'all can decide.
Seems like our efficient use of time.
Do the meeting at the picnic.
Is that the,
All right. We need a motion for that, or?
we do need a motion for that.
Yeah, but we'll have to cancel it and have it here if the weather's bad.
Okay.
That's always an option.
So you're
Everybody
talking
good with that?
26th?
And we don't have to have a picnic here, but we have to have a meeting here probably, or we won't have a meeting.
It's getting complicated.
So,
Oh, I'd have
do
to-
we have a motion to have the meeting moved to the 25th?
6th.
26th.
Motion.
Second,
26th.
26th.
No, I'm on May,
At the
okay.
picnic.
26th.
Okay.
At a location that to be determined by the committee, which happened to happen pretty quick, because this is March. Okay. We get a motion in a second?
I'll say.
Ms. Jean.
Jan seconded it.
yeah, I second.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I'll
It's fine.
Dave third. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. All right, good deal. I think that's all I got. Anybody got anything? No? Oh. I'm not entertaining any motions at this time to adjourn. I'd be glad to. Let's get our schedule done, for net controllers.
Yeah.
Starting with, the Thursday night, March the 20th. I can do that. Okay, Jim's got Thursday, March the 20th. How about Thursday, March 27th?
I think maybe,
Ron. April 3rd is Tim. April 10th. Rami. And April 17th.
I can do the 24th.
Well, I'll take the 17th if I can make it to a radio. On the right frequency.
Might be the most fun that hour.
Yeah, well, it might be, because I'll be on the walker and hopefully won't be on any medication for that time. Okay, March the 17th, that's this Monday. Chris? No? I took April 17th.
Oh.
Now, March 17th is Monday. I'm going to the Aries now, and I will be a little green that day, so April 17th, March 17th. Okay, who wants March 24th? I gotta look at my calendar, see if
I can do the 24th of March.
All right, thank you, Robert. Uh, 31st.
I'll take.
Rami's got the 31st. April 7th.
I'll volunteer Wiley for that.
Can we give him the 14th?
Sure.
Wiley on the 14th and Roy on the 7th, because I can't do the 14th. Did we pick anybody that wasn't here enough other than Tim?
And I'll do the 21st.
Who's gonna do 21st?
I don't know, it's 21st.
Chris?
Yeah,
Chris for the 21st? Okay.
Oh. I didn't have that one written down because
Because it was gonna be after.
Because, yeah, it's gonna be after the meeting. Okay, so I got one more to do, April 24th for the Thursday night then.
No, I'm on the 24th.
You got the 24th?
Yes.
All right. I think that's all of that. Does anybody else have anything? If they don't, I'm gonna turn the floor over to Robert. Okay, Robert, you're on.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
I'll say.
There.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Motion carries, we're adjourned. Have a good weekend. Looking forward to the picnic.
Very green.
And if you want to on the picnic, we can do a fox hunt, whatever. Oh, I'm sorry.